Hello students, I am teacher Krupa, your maths teacher. I am here again with one more interesting video on the chapter Mathematical Logic. In this video, I am going to cover the topic that is quantifiers and exercise 1.5 which is based on the same topic. So, let us begin. As I said, the topic is quantifiers and the quantified statements. Let us see first what are quantifiers. Now, quantifiers, as the name suggests, it is a number of the variables or the values of the variables that we are going to use in the statement. Especially there are two types of quantifiers, universal quantifier and existential quantifier. If we are going to use all the values of the variables from the set, then we will use the quantifier that is called as the universal quantifier, and this is the symbol for the universal quantifier. But if we are going to use few values of the variable from the set, then we have to use the quantifier which is called as the existential quantifier, and it is denoted by this symbol. You can say it is like horizontally flipped letter E, correct? So, this is called as the there exists, this symbol is called as there exist, and it is the existential quantifier, and this sign is called as for all values of, and this it is a universal quantifier. Understood? So, quantifiers are mainly the words or the symbols which denote the number of values of the variables that we are going to use in the statement. Now, what are quantified statements? The open statement with a quantifier is called a quantified statement. That means, if you have an open sentence where you have used the quantifier, then it is called as the quantified statement. Very simple, correct? So, let us start with exercise 1.5. See first question. Use quantifiers to convert each of the following open sentences defined on n into a true statement. Correct? Now, that means what we have to do is they have given you some equations, or you can say some conditions, and we have to convert these equations into a quantified statement. Getting? So, let us begin. The first one is x square plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Now, first we have to find a value of x. For that, we need to find the factors of this given equation. Now, how do we find the factors of the quadratic equation? We have to split this middle term, right? We will split this middle term into two terms such that the product of the numbers will be equal to this last term and the difference will be equal to the middle term. So, the two numbers having product 10 can be 5 and 2, but the sign is here minus. That means, the two factors will have the opposite sign, and we have to give the sign of the middle term to the bigger number. So, we can split this 3x as x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. We have splitted this 3x as 5x minus 2x. Now, take the x common from first two terms and minus 2 from the last two terms. So, we get x into x plus 5 minus 2 into x plus 5. Again take x plus 5 common. So, in the other bracket you get x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, the values of x will be x is equal to minus 5 or x is equal to 2. But we have to consider the numbers only from the natural number of sets. So, x is equal to 2 will be the valid solution for this equation. Getting? As minus 5 does not belong to natural numbers. So, there is only one number from set of natural numbers which satisfy this given equation. So, which quantifier will you use? There exist, correct? The universal quantifier is used when all the values satisfy the given equation. Here only few values, that is only one value satisfied. So we'll use the existential quantifier. So we write therefore x belonging to n such that x square plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Getting? Now we have to write that the statement is true. So we'll write the above statement is true since x is equal to 2 belonging to natural numbers satisfies the given condition. Understood? Now the next one. 3x minus 4 is less than 9. Now again we will have to find a value of x here. So take this minus 4 on the other side, it will become plus 4. So you will get 3x is less than 9 plus 4, that is 13. So 3x is less than 13, that is x is less than 13 by 3, which is approximately equal to 4.33. But we have to consider numbers only from the set of natural numbers. So the numbers, natural numbers less than 4.33 are x is less than or equal to 4, correct. So x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 values from the set of natural numbers satisfy the given equation. So again we will have to use the existential quantifier. So we'll write there exists x belonging to n such that 3x minus 4 is less than 9. Now justify your answer. The above statement is true since x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 belonging to natural numbers satisfy the given condition. Understood? Now the next sum. The third one, n square is greater than or equal to 1. Now we have to consider the number strictly from the natural number of set. So we know that, see, for n is equal to 1, 2, 3 belonging to natural numbers, n square will be, suppose n is 1, n square is 1. If n is 2, n square will be 4. If n is 3, n square will be 9, and so on. So all these square numbers are greater than or equal to 1. That means all the values from the set of natural numbers satisfy this equation. So we can use the quantifier for all. So we write for all n belonging to n, n square is greater than or equal to 1. And then the justification. The above statement is true since all n belonging to natural numbers satisfy the given condition. Understood? Now the next one. 2n minus 1 is equal to 5. Now again take minus 1 on the other side, you will get 2n is equal to 6 or n is equal to 3. Now only n is equal to 3 belonging to natural numbers satisfy the given condition. So we have to use the existential quantifier. So we write there exists n belonging to natural numbers such that 2n minus 1 is equal to 5. And this statement is true since n equal to 3 belong to natural numbers satisfies the given condition, correct. Now the next one, y plus 4 is greater than 6. Again take 4 on the other side, it will become minus. So you get y is greater than 2. Now y is greater than 2 from the natural number of sets. So it will be, y will be equal to 3, 4, 5 and dot 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 belonging to natural numbers. Now though here y takes infinite number of values, but it is not the whole set of natural numbers because number 1 and number 2 are missing. So we can't use for all quantifier. We have to use the existential quantifier. So we write there exists y belonging to n such that y plus 4 is greater than 6. And this statement is true since y equal to 3, 4, 5 dot 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 belong to natural numbers satisfies the given condition, correct. Now next one, 3y minus 2 is less than or equal to 9. Now again take minus 2 on the other side, it will become plus. So you will get 3y is less than or equal to 11, or y is less than or equal to 11 by 3, that is 3.66. Again we have to consider the natural numbers less than 3.66. So that is up to 3. So therefore y is less than or equal to 3 belonging to natural numbers. So y will be equal to 1, 2 or 3. Again, limited number of values from the set of natural numbers. So there exists quantifier we have to use. So we write therefore there exists y belonging to n such that 3y minus 2 is less than 9. And this statement is true since y equal to this satisfies the given condition. Understood? Now let us move to the question number 2. See over here, if b is equal to 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, this is the set B they have given. Determine the truth value of each of the following. Now over here what they have given? They have given the quantified statements and the set B. Correct? We have to check whether these statements are true or false. Understood? In the previous question they had referred to the set of natural numbers. Here the set is set B, which has only 5 elements in it. So let us start. Now for every x or for all x belonging to B such that x is a prime number. Now they have used the quantifier for all. That means all the elements from this set B should satisfy this condition. Even if there is any one element which does not satisfy the condition, then the statement becomes false. So over here now you can see 2, 3, 5 are prime numbers, but 6 is not a prime number. So the given statement is false. So we write the given statement is false since x is equal to 6 belonging to B is not a prime number. Hence the truth value of the given statement is false. Understood? Now the next one. There exists n belonging to B such that n plus 6 is greater than 12. Now when we use the quantifier there exists, at least one element if you could find which satisfies the given condition, then the statement becomes true. So over here you can consider the element 7. 7 plus 6 is 13, which is greater than 12. So we can write the above statement is true for n equal to 7 belonging to set B. Hence the truth value of the given statement is true. Understood? The next one. There exists n belonging to B such that 2n plus 2 is less than 4. Now see, they have given a condition 2n plus 2 is less than 4. Suppose I take n is equal to 2. So 2n, that is 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6. 6 is not less than 4. Correct? So even if you consider smallest element of this set, the condition is not satisfied. That means none of the elements of set B satisfy this condition. So we write the given statement is false as there is no element in the set B which satisfies the given condition. So the truth value of the given statement is false. Understood? Now the next one. For every y belong to B such that y square is a negative number. Now they have used the quantifier for all. It is universal quantifier. Now we know that y square is never negative. The square number is never negative. That means the given statement is false as all the elements in the set B do not satisfy the given condition. So the truth value will be F. Understood? Now next one. For every y belong to B such that y minus 5 belongs to n. Now see, again they have used the for all values of y. Now if you take say y is equal to 2, then 2 minus 5 minus 3, which is not a natural number. That means this statement is false. So we read the given statement is false as y equal to 2 belonging to set B do not satisfy the given condition. Hence the truth value of the given statement is false. Understood, students? So, with this we have finished exercise 1.5. So, students, if you have liked my video, please like it, share it and subscribe my channel. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you will get all the notifications of this channel. Thank you so much. Keep practicing, keep enjoying. Goodbye.